Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled Men Are Afraid. Fox and Friends accuses F3minists, or members of the you-know-what group, of ruining chivalry and elegance. Now guys, I gotta, as I've said before in other videos, I gotta speak in code when I use that particular F word, because if I don't, the odds are if I say it a few times, the video is going to be flagged or taken down or some other bullshit, so I gotta speak in code. And it just goes to show how absurd things are today, because I could literally say the word fuck about as many times as an average episode of The Sopranos, and that wouldn't be a problem. But if I say the other F word, which we all know I'm talking about, more than a few times, the video could get flagged. It's ridiculous, so bear with me in this article as I speak in code. Now guys, this article is talking about just that. It's talking about basically how the you-know-what group has just ruined chivalry and elegance and all that. And even though, guys, this is an article about a Fox News episode where they talked about this, and we all know that Fox News can get a little carried away, sometimes can be more along the lines of entertainment than actual news. They do make some very, very good points here in this article, which is why I'm choosing to share it. And of course, it's pretty funny as well. So I'm going to go through here. And another thing, guys, I want you to notice something here. As they talk about these very obvious good points with regards to how the you-know-what group has screwed up things with regards to dating and chivalry and good manners and killed the gentleman, so to speak. You're also going to see how some of these women are going to be talking about how they want a man to act and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to point out where I call bullshit on a lot of these things and where I see where, again, women don't quite grasp what they emotionally respond to. They'll say they want one thing, but they respond to something else. And I'll point that out along the way. But it's a good article, so you'll see. Article starts out saying, legions of F3minists are ruining chivalry in the dating world and the workplace, according to a Tuesday Fox and Friends segment accusing U.S. women of misunderstanding gender equality. Fox and Friends co-host Ainsley Earhart was joined by former investment banker and author Carol Roth in ridiculing ultra-F3minist women, who they say are ruining chivalry and good manners for the rest of women in society. Roth penned a Sunday opinion piece of Fox News titled, "Dear Militant F3minists, Stop Messing It Up for the Rest of Us." She laments complaint-prone women who she says prefer to be miserable in life rather than allowing men to offer helpful gestures or compliments. She says, good manners are being killed because some women don't understand what equality or sexism really means. Roth wrote, arguing voting rights and pay equality are separate from rejecting polite gestures from men. How many women in this day and age are always complaining, where are the gentlemen? Where's chivalry? Where's good manners? On and on and on. Well, we know what killed all that. And that's exactly what they're talking about. And things like a guy opening a door or, what was considered once good manners and things like that, behaving like a gentleman, that is nothing in terms of, it's not negative at all, but it has nothing to do with something of equal rights in terms of voting or equal pay, just like this woman says. But there are those out there that believe that those gestures are demeaning. I mean, it's crazy. Now, I haven't ever met anybody like this. I don't go around holding doors open for women, random people or women I date. I don't do any of that crap because I know where it gets you. But if I'm walking into a building and I walk in and as I open the door, I see somebody behind me, I'll hold it open. I don't care who you are. Now, I've never had anybody say anything to me about that, like I can hold my own door or something like that. In a way, I kind of hope it does happen so I can have a good laugh and I can report back to you guys. But I read comments before it's happened to you guys, and it's hilarious. I mean, it's sad, but it's hilarious how bad things have gotten. Thanks to a few morons, so many people are following in that path. It goes on here. The woman says, Roth took particular issue with a 2018 Eater article about a series of upscale Chicago restaurants omitting traditional ladies first etiquette in service staff training. Well, whatever happened to good old-fashioned manners? Earhart asked viewers before playing a clip from the 2012 film Think Like a Man, based on a 2009 Steve Harvey book. She says, the good news is chivalry is not dead, but the bad news is there's a bunch of militant F3minists who are trying to kill it for us. I'm assuming you are like I am and love a little bit of chivalry. A nice man opening a door for you, or perhaps letting you order first. Well, again, guys, as I've told you before in the videos, you start doing that nice guy stuff, putting him on a pedestal, opening car doors, opening doors to restaurants, pulling out chairs, all these other things. Generally speaking, guys, that's going to get you a one-way ticket to the friend zone. Because unfortunately, in this day and age, how things are, that will be perceived, and I'm emphasizing perceived, as weakness. Perceived as trying too hard, kissing ass. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And that's one big reason why a lot of guys don't do it. You know, they say in the article, men are afraid. Men aren't afraid of shit. That's ridiculous. That's a bunch of crap. It was probably the title of a headline, a title to catch attention, but men aren't afraid. I don't see any guy that's afraid to open a door because some lady would get mad at him, but they just don't do it because they don't want to be perceived as weak, which a lot of times it does. Okay, and it is one thing, by the way, if you're in a good relationship, okay, because there are some people out there, some guys that are actually in good relationships they're actually happy with, and even some that are actually in good, happy marriages. It's rare, but it does happen. It's one thing if she's earned that type of good treatment, okay? Girlfriend, wife, if she's earned it. But you do it sparingly. You don't do it all the time because it's going to backfire. It's unfortunate, but that's what's going to happen. Some people will disagree with me. I'm counting on it, but that's my opinion on it. That's my life experience and the experience and opinion of many others just like myself. Goes on to her saying, I love the fact that we have had the right to vote, and I love the fact that there's equal pay. You wrote about that, but that's completely different from chivalry and manners. Earhart replied, noting Ross' Sunday opinion piece blasting gender-neutral restaurant standards. Roth touted her husband of 22 years opening car doors and setting a good example for the younger men in the family. But she argues simple gestures of kindness by men are becoming more and more rare because men are afraid of being called out by crazy feminists. I call bullshit on that. I don't know any guy that's afraid to do simple acts of kindness, as she says, because he's going to get yelled at by some crazy woman. Okay? I would find that very funny. Okay, so today, after I'm done this video, I'm going to the gym. So if I see some woman nearby, I'm going to open the door and see what happens. I want to see, I actually want this to happen. I want to see somebody give me some shit about being an act of kindness. But it probably won't happen now because I want it to happen. But anyhow, we'll see about that. But again, nothing wrong with a simple act of kindness, but there are some people, like they're talking about here, that make a mountain out of a molehill and consider to be demeaning. That's a bunch of horse shit. Men are afraid that women are going to yell at them because these militant feminists, when a man does offer some help or open a door, they take it personally. They say, I can open the door myself. It's not about you, it's about the gentleman showing his manners. It's about having some courtesy and some common sense. Exactly. She continued, addressing the phasing out of traditional approaches to service at upscale restaurants. At restaurants, serving women first is a sign of class, elegance, and respect. If you are offended by that, have a hard think about why you were so angry. I like this woman. Very well put. I worked in restaurants when I was younger, and we were always told to serve the woman first. That's just how they did it, okay? Now, don't get me wrong here, guys. I'm not going to treat anybody like they're the queen or put them on a pedestal. No fucking way. But I'm just saying that was how it was done. But now they're not doing it because, God forbid, they offend some of these people, and that can cause some problems for their restaurant. That's why they're doing that. That's why they've cut that back, because of that. So, ultra feminist, here's my request. Be miserable if you want, but stop ruining chivalry, manners, and civility for the rest of us. She says, she's quoted as saying, they're stopping doing a lot of the classic training. They don't want to serve ladies first. They don't want to use phrases like ladies and gentlemen, because there are women complaining that soft sexism, a term which refers to implied or even casual sexist behavior that is difficult to prove happen after the fact. Exactly. It's ridiculous. And we all know it's ridiculous. Roth added, to dote on a woman and to raise her up on a pedestal is a signal of respect, not a reflection of inferiority. While it may be a distinction, it's not discrimination, as it certainly doesn't hold a woman back. As I've said before, guys, you never put a woman on a pedestal. Never, ever, ever. If you do, I guarantee you she's going to look down at you like you're a peasant, okay? You don't do that. In terms of the other, because guys, you do all that nice guy stuff, opening doors, pulling out the chair, putting her on a pedestal. Like I said, one-way ticket to the friend zone. We all know this. All of us have made that mistake when we were younger. And if you're young and you haven't done that yet, just trust me on this. Don't put yourself through the same crap that us older guys have been through by trying to actually be a decent human being. Okay? The only time you can get away with some of this, like I said, is if you're in an exclusive relationship, you know, with a girlfriend or your wife, and you have a good thing going, and she's earned, emphasize earned, that nice treatment. But use it sparingly. You do it too much, it'll be perceived as kissing ass. And again, it shows, you know, what she's saying here, women don't always know what they emotionally respond to, okay? How many times women say they want the nice guy that is a gentleman to them and does all these things, which she's talking about, but the guy does that, and what happens? So you don't do this type of crap on first dates or some woman you're casually dating. Only sparingly if it's something that you're serious with and has earned it. I can't stress that enough. I know I said that 17 times already, but sometimes I got to keep repeating myself for some of you guys to understand. Article finishes up. A perplexed Earhart asked Roth, why do some women feel that way? Why are these ultra-feminists who believe they should do everything themselves? She replies, I have no idea. It's like asking to explain crazy, Roth replied. Exactly. They're crazy. So guys, I thought that was a good article to share. Again, it's nonsense saying that men are afraid to be chivalrous. We're not afraid of some nut job yelling at us or anything like that. In fact, a lot of people here that follow me would probably would welcome that actually, so they can laugh and have a few words with them. But reality is, it'll be perceived as weakness. That's sadly how things have gone in that direction. You tried to act like a human being. It's perceived as weakness, and you're kicked to the curb, taken advantage of. That's just how things are. It's not because we want it that way, but that's just the direction it's gone. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know your experiences. Have you ever opened a door for a woman or anything along those lines and had them actually yell at you or snap at you for doing an act of kindness? Let me know about it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.